Hi, James.
Hey Jess.
How's it going?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing good. I'm really enjoying the Christmas tree that I put up with Santa Claus.
So cool.
I know.
You're so prepared.
I'm so prepared this year. Normally I'm like day before Christmas, I'm like, it's time.
I felt like this year, because of COVID, everyone's been saying how they want... I feel like everyone's excited for Christmas. I've noticed that a lot of people have already been putting in the Christmas message in their email signatures. They're ready for it.
Full on. These Black Friday sales, everyone's going crazy.
Everyone's booking trips.
Yeah,
because you can travel.
It's like 45% off international and domestic travel with Flight Centre. I'm not sponsoring them, I swear. But I got the email and I was like, they're texting me. Companies are texting me.
It was like 888 return to Europe.
It was also, I think London was 1,300 return. And I'm like...
It's crazy.
You know, bit scary, but I know someone that is leaving tonight to go to Sri Lanka. I'd be shitting bricks, but be fun. You do you, love. You do you.
Who?
Yeah.
Who?
Oh, Delaney. She's at work.
Okay, nice.
Yeah. But yeah, she's...
Have a good trip.
Yeah, she just told me, she goes, I'm going, bye. And she's going for a month. Why not? If you want to...
It's home quarantine now, isn't it?
Yeah. But the problem with... I don't know.
Just 7 days.
People are wearing like 2 masks and a face shield to get places. I'd be very careful there. I'm very careful here too. I'm like every 2 seconds I'm rubbing that bloody hand sanitizer.
There's already another variant that is just going to come.
It's just going to keep on coming, isn't it? It's just part of our lives.
Yeah, I think like the biggest thing moving forward is that we're just going to keep... It will be like, by the end of it, we'll be like Zika. That's already a virus, but we'll be up to like the Z in the alphabet of the next strain.
Z.1,
we'll just
Z.2.
Be like zebra variant 1.000.
It's pretty...
Yeah.
On a depressing note, but it's very true. I don't know.
So, do you want to introduce this week's topic, Jessica?
Well, how did I come up with this one? I think I was like, what's really interesting? Conspiracy theories. And I'm like, we've done that. And I'm just like, what about the ones that have come true? That everyone's like, nah, you're full of shit. And then, you know, after a month or two, maybe a bit longer, they're like, oh, it was quite correct. What do you think of the topic, James? Do you like it?
I really like this, but I haven't really done my research.
Unbelievable. No, you've had a lot on your plate. James was a part of a tragedy today. Not really.
I wasn't really part of it. I was over the road, but the building, there was a fire, and unfortunately, one of the people got severely got burned, and had to go to the Alfred, which isn't good. So thoughts and prayers are with him, and hoping for a speedy recovery.
Yes, I'm sure you'll get updates at work.
Yeah.
Poor lad.
Yeah. I just had an eventful day, really. We had just a lot on.
Yeah, you've had a lot on. Can I ask you a question? I actually don't know this. Why is it called Black Friday? Like the fire?
No.
I don't know. I've got literally no... What's the black part? I don't know. Even Cyber... I get the Cyber Monday. That's online sales. I don't know what this Black Friday thing stands for. James is now looking it up. If you're not watching us on YouTube, James is looking it up on his phone.
It's the day after US holiday of Thanksgiving, regarded as the first day of Christmas shopping, which retailers think we're snapping up deals on Black Friday. Why did they call it Black Friday? Here it is, a reference to the practice of workers calling in sick after the day after Thanksgiving in order to have a 4-day weekend. Black Friday, under the theory, is the beginning of the period when retailers are no longer in the red, instead of taking in year's profits.
Right.
Does it really help us?
No.
I don't get it.
That's so funny. I don't know.
I don't get why it's called it. That didn't really help us, did it?
Friday because so many of their workers decided to falsely call in sick. What is this?
Oh, the true origin of post-Thanksgiving Black Friday lies in the sense of the black meaning marked by disaster or misfortune. In the 1950s, factory managers started referring to the Friday after as Black Friday because so many of their workers decided to falsely call in sick.
Well, that stopped working.
There you go.
Oh, okay. Is that the reason?
Why, yeah, because it's called Black Friday because everyone's getting taking the extra day off. Therefore, it's black in terms of meaning misfortune, and that is the reference because they're not coming to work.
I should have not gone to work now. Just be like, have
Holiday,
you researched what the Black Friday thing means?
I'm just feeling ready.
I know. Did you have some turkey yesterday? Oh, no, you're not. You're vegan.
Veggie.
Oh, God. Veggie.
Veggie.
Did you have a veggie patty in the shape of a turkey?
I had some paella today with a veggie patty.
How was that?
It was delicious. It was from Nando's.
That's nice.
Just in Casa Day.
I was like, where's there a Nando's? I know where the Nando's is, at the top of the road.
It's near your house.
I just don't know what's around here. It's kind of like when lockdown hit, I realised...
I know what's around here from Uber Eats in a couple of days.
Yeah. You catch on real fast. There's never the Uber
you know
Eats.
what's the thing. You got a good pizza joint, not far.
Which
you got
one?
A good one? So many.
There's literally so many.
I can't remember. It was some Italian name. I got it from there.
Nah.
Right,
Pizza Hut, Big Owls. God, there's so many. I don't know.
I think it was Big Owls.
Oh, so it was that's my mum's favourite. So you can talk about it with her. She loves Big Owls. And I'm like, I want the stuffed crust because Big Owls doesn't have stuffed crust.
Why do you want the stuffed crust? You
I
just
love
need
it
a
stuffed.
pizza. You just need a pizza. What are you getting?
I
Like
know.
a focaccia? A pull apart? It's
A
going to
pull
bake
apart.
us the light. Know what you're getting, Jess.
Oh, God, that's so funny.
Yeah. So what was our topic?
Oh, sorry.
It's a Black Friday.
But yes, it's
We worked out what it meant.
it's true. I've always wanted to know.
I didn't know either.
I get cyber. I mean, that's pretty self-explanatory. And I don't even get Boxing Day. I get the point that, I don't know. Yeah, what is boxing? Like, do they box on that day? I don't even know. Stuff I always go to, but I don't actually know what these bloody holidays are.
Why do they call it Boxing Day?
Is it some other tragedy? People not going to work?
The name comes from a time when the rich used to top up gifts to give to the poor. Boxing Day was traditionally a day off for servants and the day when they would receive a special Christmas box from their masters. The servants would go home on Boxing Day to give the Christmas boxes to their families. There you go.
Oh, that's quite
why
nice.
it's called Boxing Day.
Why do they call it Christmas Day?
Do you want to know why?
Well, no, I think we're pretty good with
Yeah,
Easter, Christmas, what else? Hanukkah.
Yeah. I think we're getting there.
Yeah, we're getting there. I'm really bad with dates too. I know Boxing Day is the 26th.
Yeah.
Christmas is the 25th. My dad's birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe I can, like, I don't know what date Easter is. April, March, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it's April something. Yes, I know. I'm 30 and I still can't get it together. But anyways, any other fun facts you want to share, or do you want to get straight to the conspiracies?
Get straight into it, I reckon.
Did you want me to read?
Yeah, you can read them.
All right. Well, there was number 1 on the list is the horror of Project Sunshine. Can you guess what it is?
It looks like a mushroom cloud.
Nice. It
Is
seems
it?
to be one hell of an explosion, like an atomic bomb.
Yeah.
I think that's exactly it. Okay, so here we go. Laughing at conspiracy theories is good fun, at least until they turn out to be true. Ah ha ha ha. Take the conspiracy surrounding the Project Sunshine, for example. In the wake of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, the US government commenced a major study to measure the effects of nuclear fallout on the human body. It's getting dark. I thought this was going to be a light subject. Clearly not. But the conspiracy back in the day was the government was stealing dead bodies to do radioactive testing.
Oh, wow.
Jeez. And the truth, the government was stealing parts of dead bodies. Get out! Because they needed young tissue. They recruited a worldwide net. This sounds like Squid Games. It sounds like Squid Games. They recruited a worldwide network of agents to find recently deceased babies and children, and they take samples and even limbs, each collected without notification or permission of more than 1,500 grieving families. The world only woke up to the horrific scientific history of Project Sunshine half a century later, but there was still a lot of unexplained mysteries around there.
Wow. That blows my mind.
I wonder how they even...
What else is the government doing?
We'll find out in 50 years, clearly.
Yeah.
What's happening right now.
50 years later.
I wonder if they...
The truth always comes out. Just take some time.
How would this have started, though, as a conspiracy? Would there just, like, holes in the graveyards or something like that?
They're like, oh, what's going on with my baby? It's lost a couple of fingers.
Very true.
I guess that was the conspiracy.
That's
what's
nuts.
going on?
What's that got to do with the mushroom cloud? There's like an image on top of like the truth and conspiracy.
Because they were testing the radioactive. So they would have been exploding stuff in a test environment.
That's disgusting.
Not exploding the hands.
It's kind of just like you're standing here and you get like a thumb at your feet. No, that's not how it...
No, they would have been testing the exposure to see what happens to the human flesh.
That's stuffed, isn't it?
Yeah, it is fucked.
Anyways, moving on to a lighter subject, we would hope. Oh, I don't know. Bad booze is what it's called.
Bad booze.
Did you want to read it?
No, you can.
All right. The conspiracy. During the Prohibition, 1920s, I know that because of my 30th birthday.
Yeah.
I had no idea what the Prohibition was until they all had a party about it. The government Okay, so the conspiracy theory.
You know what Prohibition is?
I do now.
Yeah, good. Phew.
Yeah, I know.
We're just catching Jess up to speed. She knows what.
And I was reading like the 1920s and I'm like, no.
No booze.
No booze. You would have what would you have done? Drunk tea all day?
Moonshine.
Oh, yeah, true. The bootleggers.
Yeah, I would have had some, what are they called? The secret bars.
Nice, the underground secret bars.
I don't remember what they call them. Speakeasies. Okay.
Oh, it's paused. It's okay. It's still going. During Prohibition, the government poisoned alcohol to keep people from drinking. Oh, this is getting worse. The truth. Manufacturers of industrial alcohol had been mixing their products with dangerous chemicals for years prior to the Prohibition. But between 1926 and 1933, the federal government pushed manufacturers to use stronger poisons to discourage bootleggers from turning the alcohol into moonshine. They didn't stop the bootleggers or their customers, and by the end of the Prohibition, more than 10,000 Americans had been killed by tainted booze. Much of the illegal booze was sold in infamous night spots called speakeasies. God, you know your shit, James.
I do know my shit. The biggest thing about that, doesn't that make you just also think about if the government back then thought it was okay to poison 10,000 people to get their agenda, what else would a government be capable of?
Far more, like with technology and everything. But we'll know, like, I don't know how long this took to come out.
like 100 years.
Yeah,
speakeasies.
that's always the case, isn't it? You find out years later. It's like
all those
geniuses.
people are dead.
Yeah, exactly.
I think something's wrong with this. Oh, they're poisoning me.
Oh my gosh, can you imagine? Can you imagine?
And I'm like, it's the beer. And you're like, no, it's not the beer, love. They wouldn't do that.
No, it's something to do with your genetic
It's your liver.
problems. Yeah.
It's your kidneys. Because you drink too much.
Okay, number 3. That was a good one. I didn't know that.
Also, it's kind of alarming that they were putting stuff in the alcohol even before it.
I know.
Make your own liquor, people.
Yeah, makes me want to go buy a drum and just start doing that. My dad used to make beer. Back when I was like, when I was like 5, he was full on into it.
Nice.
Clearly, I should have him on the podcast, isn't it? He can tell us how to brew beer. He
That's
used to get the yeast. I still can remember the smell of the yeast. And he used to be like, maybe that's why I don't like beer. I hate beer.
You haven't had it enough. Beer's one of those things you just need to sip enough. They say 11 times sipping something repetitively in small sips, it gets nicer.
Really? That's insane. Number 3.
But people don't ever try and do that, do they?
No,
You
they're just
and
like,
ugh.
it's disgusting. Ew, I don't want it. Like me.
Number 3.
Look how big her face is here.
I love it.
But the first lady who ran the United States, tell me more. The conspiracy was a stroke rendered United States President Woodrow Wilson incapable of governing, and his wife stepped in. The truth was, Wilson did suffer a debilitating stroke towards the end of his presidency, but the government felt it was in the country's best interest to keep things quiet. Oh, no surprises there. The public didn't learn about the stroke for months, during which time his wife, Edith Wilson, was making most executive decisions, despite Mrs. Wilson claiming that she acted only as a steward. Historians who have analysed the Wilson term in office confirmed that for well over a year, Mrs. Wilson was effectively president.
Wow.
There you go.
They had a female president.
They had a female president. Why are they not talking about this now?
No.
I quite like this list. Shh, be quiet about it. I love all of these are like something to do with the government. The next, government mind control. Number 4.
We know this happens. You know this happens. Yeah?
What are they? I mean, 100%. But the conspiracy is the CIA was testing LSD and other hallucinogenic drugs on Americans in a top secret experiment on behavior modifications. The truth, the program was known as MK Ultra, and it was real. The CIA started by using volunteers. The novelist Ken Kesey was one noble subject, but the program heads soon began dosing people without their knowledge. UK Ultra left many victims permanently mentally disabled. Oh, far out. You just can't be friends with anyone or know anyone. You have to go bush.
Don't trust the government.
You're just going to have to go bush.
Don't trust the government.
Don't trust the government.
When they're coming, don't trust the government.
They're
I was
just
like,
like-
yeah, trust them. Oh, I don't know who I am anymore.
Oh my goodness. Scary, isn't it?
Yeah.
I feel sorry for these people. Oh, this is a good one. Number 5. The Dalai Lama's impressive salary. Oh, tell me more. He's not just a monk in the mountains.
Look at that smile.
Look at it. Look at it.
Looks like he's got some Botox.
Oh my gosh. It's kind of like, I think Carl Stefanovic interviewed him and he goes, oh God, it's something to do with I want to order a pizza and I want to have it. It was, I can't remember the joke. I want to buy a pizza. He goes to the pizza shop. To the pizza guy. I want to buy a pizza. And he goes, I want one with everything. As in the lot. And then the guy, like the Dalai Lama didn't understand what he was saying and Carl was just laughing. That's the first thing that comes to mind when I think about this guy.
Love it. It's about Carl Stefanovic.
Yeah. But yes, the conspiracy, the Dalai Lama is whoa. Okay, the conspiracy is the Dalai Lama is a CIA agent. The truth, perhaps the reason the Dalai Lama is smiling in all those photos has something to do with the 6-figure salary he pulled down from the US government during the 1960s. Can't trust anyone. According to declassified intelligence documents,
Yeah, I heard about this.
he earned $180K in connection with the CIA's funding of the Tibetan residents to the tune of $1.7 million per year. The idea was to disrupt and hamper Chinese infrastructure. Oh, just don't mind the ringtone. The Dalai Lama is believed to have the power to choose the body into which he is reincarnated, meaning the current Dalai Lama is a reincarnation of the last. Today, millions of people across all regions believe in reincarnation with a 6-figure salary. Who would have thought? I didn't know this. Did you know? You knew.
I'm like, no wonder he's smiling all the time.
Yeah, this is exactly why.
And he's preaching a simple life.
What would he do with the money, though? Like, as him?
Strippers.
In the background. In the background of things. You never know.
Being silly.
This one I've heard. John Lennon was under government surveillance. So the conspiracy is the FBI was spying on former Beatle John Lennon. The truth, they most certainly were. Like many counterculture heroes, Lennon was considered a threat. Anti-war songs like Give Peace a Chance didn't exactly endear from Beatle John Lennon to the Nixon administration. In 1971, the FBI put Lennon under surveillance and the Immigration and Naturalization Service tried to deport him a year later. In 1957, John Lennon and Paul McCartney met at a party in Wilton. Oh yeah, okay. Just yards away from their meeting place was the grave of Eleanor Rigby. Oh, the song. I love that song.
Mm-hmm.
It's sad, but I love it.
That doesn't surprise me either. He had some very controversial and passionate songs that a lot of the masses latched onto and started believing in those ideas and his words and his songs.
Like, imagine, it's so true. I think that is the greatest song ever written, really. Because it's so...
I think it just appeals to your creativity.
Yeah.
And the fact that if you can think something, it can become reality.
I really do think he's the best at writing lyrics. Every single thing is to do with the government.
Yeah, but most conspiracy theories are about the government
It's
and what
true.
they are telling us and what they aren't telling us. Because everything we learn is via schools, and most of them are government schools.
Yeah.
And it's feeding you ideas. So it's what aren't you telling us?
Very interesting. Keep an open mind is what I say.
So the next one,
The government is spying on you.
we already knew this.
So with the... Okay, so the conspiracy is that with
Can
the...
I just say
tell me.
that the government, we know that this is already happening, don't we?
100%.
Like the amount of times I have a conversation about something with someone and someone goes, oh, I got this brand new sheets and whatnot. And you know, the first advertisement I'll get is exactly that product that we were just talking about half an hour ago on my phone.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm just like, they say, I think, you know how they go, oh, you know, we're not recording. Bullshit.
Actually, because I'm certain they've been dragged through court over this. There's actually a setting in the background that you can turn it off. But it's in depth, like it's in so many, you have to go through here, the settings, and here, there, and everywhere. I think I've turned it off, but I think it's still working. Because that's freaky, isn't it? Everyone has had that happen. And you're just like, or whenever you search something on Google, I may have turned it off, or I may be talking to you about it. That doesn't happen. But when I search, and it appears, and you're just like...
Shit. You're like, why are you listening to me?
It's kind of like they had this theory that the TVs that we have like a chip in there, where they can listen to everything that's being said. And the phones, iPhones, I don't know what the hell's on here. Just everything. It's scary,
It's
isn't
got
it?
a microphone, it's got cameras, it's recording you, and it's got a lot of information on you.
It's kind of like
The
they always...
darkest secrets as well.
I know, it could be naked getting dressed. They have that too.
Yeah.
Well, how many roles does she have?
Yeah.
This is why they have those like camera things to like cover, just in case. Even though like the green thing is not on, you just never know. You're like, oh, what's Jess doing today? What's James doing today? You know? Who knows?
You know what one conspiracy theory is?
What?
That earthquakes?
Hmm.
That they actually have a machine that generates it.
Really?
And that they control.
Oh, this is getting... Who knows? They probably do. Everything is
pretty
possible.
far-fetched, but I was just like, maybe they do.
Who
How
knows?
would we know?
Who knows? There's
Got
so
a lot
many
of
things.
technology
Can you imagine
already.
if you were like president or something? I'd be like, to begin with, like everyone else. Where's the UFO file?
I don't
want to
even
read
think
it.
the president can know.
Yeah, fully. He'll be briefed to a point, and then.
Then there's people higher up.
But imagine
bigger than
like
him.
the things that you would actually, something that you wouldn't even think is a thing is probably a thing, and you're just like.
Aliens.
But you can't discuss it with anyone. That's the problem with it. You have all this knowledge, and you're just like tripping out, going, yeah.
Anyway, next one.
Here we go. Fake Battle, Real War is what it's titled. Number 8. The Conspiracy, the Gulf of Tonkin incident in August the 2nd, 1964 was faked to provoke American support for the Vietnam War. The truth, by the time news reached American ears, the facts surrounding the North Vietnamese attack on the American naval ship Maddox were already fuzzy. I've got no idea about this one. But interesting. I wouldn't be surprised. Big Tobacco knew that cigarettes caused cancer. Well, the conspiracies that for decades tobacco companies buried evidence that smoking is deadly. The truth, at the beginning of the 1950s, research showed an indisputable statistical link between smoking and lung cancer. But it wasn't until the late 1990s that Philip Morrison even admitted that smoking could cause cancer.
There you go.
That's insane. Look at this. Like, smoking causes lung cancer, heart disease, emphysema, and may complicate pregnancy. It's kind of like they even have those graphic images. I have a lot of friends that smoke, and they just don't look at. It's interesting, isn't it? Oh, look, what a shame. That's the end.
We're all good.
I know. Look at us go, James.
I
What is it,
know.
episode 79?
What a
Soldiering
world,
on.
man. We're almost
know.
80.
Almost 80.
How you doing?
No, it's good. But yes, this was a good episode. Thank you for listening.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.